I feel like this is a video that every content creator on this platform needs to be making. It is terrifying that a corporation can get rid of 2.5 years worth of your work within just a few hours. Totally Not Mark over the last couple of days has had over 150 of his videos taken down from his channel. For each of these videos, he had received a manual copyright claim from Toei Animation, resulting in all of these videos being blocked from being viewed worldwide. What that means is that Mark, in the busiest month of the year, has a third of his videos no longer being viewed on his channel. He has effectively been stripped from his main source of monetary income, an income that he understandably relies upon to pay people who work for him, who ensure that Mark is able to upload consistently with quality every week. What is disgusting is the disregard of companies like Toei Animation, who don't see the hard work and effort that content creators pour into producing passionate material that will in the end promote their work. How many people started watching One Piece or gave it a chance because of Mark's blind review series? Mark even says in his video that he was reached out by Toei Animation to promote a series of Dragon Ball concerts a few months ago, and now they are punishing him for the very quality that they had reached out to him for. Some people are saying that Toei Animation are the rights holders. They have every right to take down property that belongs to them, but YouTube is a company based in the United States, and it abides by the laws of that country, and fair use law is well established and is relied upon by giant media corporations to produce reviews, critiques, and even allowing them to play a few seconds of a show for context, so that the audience can form an opinion before making a purchase on a product or committing to spending their time on a piece of media. In my opinion, fair use law exists to promote discussion about copyrighted content. It is thanks to this law that promotes transformative works that for years we've been able to rely upon reviews of movies, TV shows, and books that have appeared on TV, radio, newspapers, and even on website articles. But why is it that there is such an issue with YouTube when it comes to fair use law? Why is it that I can go on a podcast and review a movie without any issues, but if I dared to make a review on YouTube and used even a few seconds of that movie as context for my review, that video would be copyright claimed and removed? The fact of the matter is that giant corporations like Toei Animation do not know how fair use works. And what's even worse is that YouTube does nothing to support its content creators. The very people who had helped to make YouTube what it is today. Before YouTube was purchased by Google, its slogan was broadcast yourself. There was a heavy focus on content creators. It was a beautiful environment. An environment that helped to give birth to content creators like Smosh, Nigahiga, Timothy DeLaGhetto, and even Ray William Johnson. But that was a long time ago. YouTube was bought by Google in 2006. And we have come a long way since then, but it's sad to see that myself and content creators like Mark are forced to deal with an outdated system, a system that is fundamentally broken to its core. We shouldn't have to live in fear that our hard work is going to be punished for due to wrongful copyright claims. Unlike Mark had said in his video, these copyright claims are never escalated or taken further. The system that YouTube has in place to counter these copyright claims is fundamentally flawed. Companies like Toei Animation don't seem to notice that content creators are promoting the longevity of their work. They are keeping the discussion alive on platforms like YouTube. And the really sad thing is that YouTube is so out of touch with its content creators that somebody like Totally Not Mark, who has 600,000 subscribers, has to go on Twitter to kick up a fuss for YouTube to even look at his problem. If, like Mark, you've had multiple copyright claims, there isn't anybody to speak to directly, and you really are on your own. Mark, his family, the people that work for him, they have all been impacted by the actions of Toei Animation. And it's not a problem that is just exclusive to him. I've had several of my own copyright claims and copyright issues with the YouTube system. I've had so many videos copyright claimed, taken down. I've had to dispute them only for them to be reinstated after 1 month, sometimes even 2 months. Like for example, I had this claim on my explanation of the ending of Dragon Ball GT, which was a 6-minute video. Toei Animation had claimed this video, and at the time I didn't know if I should have countered it or not. I was afraid of going into legal action with a giant corporation like Toei, so I didn't really do anything to counter this claim, and it remained on that video. That video went on to gain over 300,000 views. It was a video that I spent considerable time scripting, voicing, and editing. It was at least a week of my time, and for that I got rewarded absolutely nothing. The situation is a little different now. I am earning somewhat of a steady income from YouTube, and it's enough for me to pay an editor who works alongside me while I script and record videos. But again, it hasn't stopped me from receiving various different copyright claims that I am constantly disputing, claims that end up having my video blocked or taken down down completely. Take for example my video on Katekyo Hitman Reborn. I had received a claim from Marvelous Inc. I disputed this claim, and what happens with this dispute is that it's taken back to Marvelous Inc. and it is they who have to decide if this claim is valid or not. The individuals who had obviously put the claim on my video are not going to now take their word back. So after I counter it, sure enough, Marvelous Inc. said that their copyright claim stays. I end up getting a copyright strike for that. And this is typically the case for every single copyright claim that happens. And all of you know, it only takes 3 copyright strikes for your channel to be wiped off of YouTube. This is why it's such a big deal that Mark has received over 150 claims from Toei Animation. There is no simple way for Mark to just counter each one of these claims. Not only would that be tedious, but it would result in him receiving over 150 copyright strikes if he was to do this within the space of the same month. So it is for this reason that YouTubers typically counter 1 claim per month, so as to not risk getting multiple strikes in the same month. Because after you receive this strike, you can get YouTube involved, and that's when you can threaten legal action against companies like Marvelous Inc. or Toei Animation. And when you do that, the companies don't even respond. And what happens is after 30 days, the video is reinstated like nothing happened. So in the end, it was just a giant waste of time. Within that time, the video has been inactive for a maximum of 60 days, robbing you from the ad revenue that it could have generated. Because everybody knows the most revenue that is generated is from the first 7 days of a video being uploaded. Now, what I issue when I had made my review of Jujutsu Kaisen, immediately after uploading this video, it was copyright striked by Crunchyroll. In this instance, I actually disputed the copyright claim, and the video ended up being reinstated. But this was after 3 days. Within the few hours that this video was up, it was already getting thousands of views. And by the time that the video was reinstated, it had pulled all of its momentum. Now, this is the type of claim that Mark would have received from Toei Animation on each of his videos. In the blocked country section, it's probably going to say worldwide. And like he says in his video, for him to dispute each one of these 150 claims without risking getting 3 strikes on his channel, it would take him over 30 years. I don't even need to say anything more for you to understand that this is a fundamentally flawed system that works against its content creators. YouTube needs to do something to fix this, and to prevent companies like Toei Animation from abusing this system. I am really annoyed because this could happen to any one of us. When we create content on YouTube, we all pray that we don't receive an email like this. Sometimes when I receive an email from YouTube, I dread that it's not a copyright claim. I dread that multiple of my videos have not been taken down, despite them all fitting into fair use. If that was to happen, then I wouldn't be able to pay my editor. I would be in the literal situation that Mark is in, and it's a situation that I feared multiple times, and I totally understand what he is going through. When YouTube is your main source of income, and when companies for no regard of fair use law literally remove years of your hard work, something has to be done. Toei Animation have been getting away with this for years. Either they need to be revoked from the YouTube Content ID system, or they need to understand how fair use law works. If they would have sat through any one of Mark's videos, then they would know that Mark has actually transformed the content. He has provided his own analysis, his own critique, and his insightful opinion that over 600,000 people have subscribed for. At this point, the ball is in YouTube's court. This situation has kicked up so much of a fuss that Toei is actually trending in the United States. Totally Not Mark releases a video responding to Toei Animation, who had allegedly blocked 150 of his videos. At the end of the day, we are passionate about the media that we speak about. We pour our heart and soul into the analysis and the breaking down of our favorite series. And it is heartbreaking that the people who are behind all of these inspiring works of art have a complete disregard for its fans and for its consumers. Ultimately, we are Toei Animation's main source of income. And I agree with Mark. If they are going to be punishing their fans like this, then what other choice do we have left but to boycott their releases? We should not reward Toei Animation for their terrible practices. They need to realize that they are benefiting from content creators who support their work through their videos. And until they realize this, we shouldn't be giving them more money by supporting movies like Dragon Ball Super Superhero. To be honest, that's just my frustrated opinion. Anyone would be frustrated if they had to deal with all of this constantly. I genuinely hope that something like this doesn't happen to anyone else, and I pray that it gets resolved for Mark as quickly as possible. Yeah, I'm gonna just leave it off with that.